Hi, I'm Antoine from Froze BBQ. Thank you for watching my first video. So today I'm going to show you how to smoke some awesome beef ribs that I've just received from my butcher. So we're going to use the method 3-2-1. So 3 hours smoking, 2 hours wrapped in foil, and 1 hour with the sauce. So we're going to start by lighting up the barbecue. So I normally use paper under the chimney to start it. So you can see, normally I put 3 sheets, should be alright. Then the briquettes halfway through, not up to the top, you'll have too many and it's going to be way too hot. And then after you can just use a lighter at the bottom. That should take around 15 minutes to be ready. Now we're going to prepare our rub while the fire is starting. We are going to do an easy rub with cracked pepper and salt. Products I use are in the description below. So I will do 50% pepper and 50% salt in volume. So you can also add some paprika. It will not add much taste, but it will give a nice red color. So I use a shaker to make sure that all the rub is well mixed. To make sure that our rub stick to the meat, we are going to coat each side of the meat with vegetable oil. You can also use mustard, but for beef, I prefer vegetable oil. Now we are going to apply the rub to the meat. It is very important that each side of the meat get the same coat. You can apply the quantity you want. I like mine medium so it's not overpowering when the meat is cooked. A nice rub will also give a good bark. As the salt and pepper are not grounded too fine, it will stay on top of the meat and not penetrate it. Let me know in the comments below which rub you have used. The briquettes are ready when they are red on top and you can't see any smoke. It is best to wear some gloves. I poured the briquettes in the charcoal baskets which are on the left side, so I will be able to smoke the ribs on the right side with indirect heat. Next to the briquettes, I'm going to pour some hot water in a metal pan. So the water will help regulate the temperature in the barbecue. Any fat which could drip from the ribs will also be collected by that water pan. To cook the ribs, I set the smoker to 110 to 120 degrees Celsius, which is 230 to 250 Fahrenheit. I will also add 2 pieces of wood to create some smoke. I also set up my digital thermometer so I can get an alert on my phone if the temperature is out of range. Now it's time to put the beef ribs in the barbecue. So I put them side by side on the right above the water pan. Don't forget to check the temperature of your barbecue regularly because it's very important that it stays between 110 and 120 degrees. In order to keep a good level of moisture in the meat, I sprayed the beef ribs with apple cider vinegar. You can use water or any juice you like. Let me know in the comments below if you would like me to do a comparison between the same meat but sprayed with different liquid. After 2 hours, you can see that the bark has started to form, but they are still very juicy. The bone have started sticking out, which is always a good sign. After 3 hours of smoking, it's time to wrap the ribs with foil. If you do or plan to do quite a lot of barbecues, I would recommend some catering foil for the quality but also for the price. The foil I use is 200 meters long and for a few months or just a few weeks in the summer. So I put the ribs on the foil side by side and I will also spray some apple cider vinegar. So the foil will make sure that the meat is steamed by the internal moisture. So I always make sure that the ribs are wrapped quite tight so there's no air gap so the juice stays inside. You can see which wrapping technique I use. If you want to wrap them individually, you can. Don't be shy with the amount of foil you use. Let's now put back our ribs on the barbecue for 2 hours at 120 degrees. It's been now 5 hours that our ribs are cooking. So we will take them out of the foil and apply some barbecue sauce. I like the sauce from Stubbs. You can find it in any supermarket, so I just got mine from a Kettle. Using a brush, I will apply the sauce on the ribs, but just make sure you don't damage the bark, so do it with a very light touch. Barbecue sauce is not mandatory, so I will do 2 with the sauce and 2 without. Once this is all done, last round on the barbecue for 30 minutes to an hour, still at 120 degrees. So our ribs are now out of the barbecue for good, but not quite ready to eat, although we have never been that close to that moment. Leave them to rest for about half an hour under the foil, and if it's a little bit windy, you can also use a towel on top. Thank you for making it to the end. It's now time to see the result. Let's open one. Even though it cooked for 6 hours, they're still very juicy and tender. The smoke ring was not very apparent. Last time I cooked ribs from the supermarket, they were much smaller. For these jumbo beef ribs, I think it could have taken 4 to 5 hours of smoking for the first step, and still 2 hours wrapped in foil. I will do an update video at some point. Thank you for watching the video. If you liked it, please leave a thumbs up. Leave a comment if you have any question. To avoid missing any new video, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.